In a scathing rebuke at the 7th session of the 58th UN Human Rights Council, India delivered a sharp counter to Pakistan's habitual propaganda, branding it as a failed state that thrives on instability and survives on international handouts. Kshitij Tyagi, representing India's permanent mission to the UN in Geneva, dismantled Pakistan's narrative, accusing it of peddling misinformation dictated by its military-terrorism complex. A report.
Pakistan is even making a mockery of the OIC.
Speaking at the United Nations Human Rights Council, India's representative, Kshitij Tyagi, did not hold back in condemning Pakistan's continuous attempts to spread falsehoods against India. He lambasted Pakistan for exploiting international forums to push anti-India agenda while ignoring its own internal chaos. India reaffirmed its strong stance on Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, rejecting Pakistan's attempts to internationalize the issue. Tyagi highlighted the region's political, social and economic progress as proof of India's commitment to stability.
It is regrettable, yet unsurprising, to see Pakistan's so-called leaders and delegates continuing to dutifully spread falsehoods handed down by its military-terrorist complex. Pakistan is even making a mockery of the OIC by abusing it as its mouthpiece, which is fooling nobody. We do not wish to dignify such propaganda, but are constrained to make a few simple points for the record. First, the Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh were, are, and will always remain an integral and inalienable part of India. Second, the unprecedented political, social and economic progress in Jammu and Kashmir in the past few years speaks for itself. These successes are a testament to the people's trust in the government's commitment to bring normalcy to a region scarred by decades of Pakistan-sponsored cross-border terrorism.
India's robust counter comes as Pakistan continues its habitual attempts to mislead the international community with its outdated Kashmir rhetoric. Despite Islamabad's relentless efforts, the global community has largely recognized Pakistan's Kashmir obsession as nothing more than a smokescreen to deflect attention from its own failures. India also launched a pointed critique of Pakistan's abysmal human rights record, exposing the country's systematic persecution of minorities, enforced disappearances, and its role as a safe haven for UN-designated terrorists. With rampant enforced disappearances and extrajudicial killings, Pakistan has become a textbook example of a state that tramples on human rights while audaciously lecturing others on the matter.
As a country where human rights abuses, persecution of minorities, and systematic erosion of democratic values constitute state policies, and which brazenly harbors UN-sanctioned terrorists, Pakistan is in no position to lecture anyone. Instead of its unhealthy obsession with India, Pakistan should focus on providing actual governance and justice to its own people. Mr. President, it is unfortunate that this Council's time continues to be wasted by a failed state, which thrives on instability and survives on international handouts. Its rhetoric reeks of hypocrisy, its actions of inhumanity, and its governance of incompetence. India remains focused on democracy, progress, and ensuring dignity for its people, values that Pakistan would do well to learn from.
While India strides towards progress and development, Pakistan remains trapped in a cycle of political instability and economic decay. Inflation is at all-time high, with essential commodities becoming unaffordable for its citizens. The country's reliance on financial aid from China and the IMF further highlights its governance failures. India's response follows a recent statement by India's permanent representative to the UN, Ambassador P. Harish, who reaffirmed that Jammu and Kashmir is and will remain an integral part of India. While Pakistan continues to push false propaganda, India has consistently demonstrated its commitment to peace, stability and progress in the region.
India remains focused on democracy, progress and ensuring dignity for its people.